Hi everyone, this is SenseiFx. This is my first ever YouTube video. In this video, we're going to be talking about order blocks. I'm going to do my best to keep those videos under 5 minutes. This is going to be the only ever channels where all the concept that you seek, that you don't understand, will be explained under 5 minutes. And those concepts, I have tested them and remastered them. So they're even better than how you have learned or how you got taught to use them. Okay, so we're going to talk about order block in this video. The way you use order block is different from mine. There's actually a lot of things that differ. You use your order blocks by looking at the wicks. I use order block by looking at the bodies. You use order block as the last move before a big move. I use order block as the last move preceding a break of structure. You use order block as higher time frame PRA. I use order block on 1 minute, by entering on 1 minute, by decrease strictly at the 1 minute. So I also combine order blocks and volume imbalances. So when I know where are my volume imbalances, I will know where the market is or is seeking to go. I will most likely know where the market wants to go next after the order block. So the way I use order block, and I can find them differently than you, is I look at every structure is broken before so every candlestick before a break of structure. Just understand that little sentence. Every candlestick before a break of structure. So as simple as it seems, it is as simple as it sounds. Every break of structure, you find them, but find the candlestick before the break of structure. It doesn't have to be a big move, just a simple move. Example, see right here, we have the candlestick, right? We have the structure of the candlestick. It got broken with this candlestick. Perfect. Now this right here is going to be your order block. But the way you're going to know it's your order block, not by the wick, but it's actually going to be by the bodies. So the bodies is what you need to look for. Okay. So knowing that this is your order block, you're going to, if it's a bearish order block, you take the close alongside the open and the wick. So the wick high all the way to the close is going to be order block. So now you take this whole thing is your order block, just like that. Okay. Now you can see you basically have no wicks. So it's knowing that you have no wicks high, you just take that whole body of the candlestick. You don't take the wick low, only the closure all the way to the upside of that candlestick. Now you can see you have a new break of structure right there. Okay, that comes from your order block. Now price come from external range to internal range. After tapping in the internal range, we end up doing what? We end up breaking the structures right here of this bearish candlestick, leaving also a great bearish volume imbalances. This bearish imbalances is a great sign, super great sign. What happened after this is we have a new structures low, and we failed to break above that structures low by breaking under that structures low. Now what is this? This right here is now going to be your new break of structure. And what do you have before break of structure is this beautiful order block, right? So now this is your new order block. It goes from this candlestick closure all the way to the wick high. Okay, so this is now your new order block. You can use a Fibonacci retracement to find it. There you go, just like that. Knowing that you have this order block right here, okay, the goal is you don't want the price to breach that 50% level, which is the discount level, because this will result into the order block failing. So now once price breach that level, which is about the equilibrium, now that order block has failed. So knowing that order block has failed, you can now look for an entry. Okay, as you can see, price break to it, and now you can look for an entry. But if you look at what we had past that, okay, we can see price did grab some liquidity, but no structures were broken here. No structure was broken. The only time structure was broken was with this candlestick. So that means that this candlestick right here is now your order block. To confirm that the order block will be valid, you need to have the retracement lower. Price break through it, but we didn't add any retracement, as you can see. But you could have entered of this area and end up making your money. Okay, so that is one way to look at order block. Okay, the reason why I would have entered that area is because we breached that area of imbalances. So this is a bearish volume imbalances. We breached it, okay, with also breaching that fair value, which end up into the price moving higher. Now if you look at this example above, you can see that this is on a Thursday. Oh, I forgot to put it up the New York time frame. So this is on a Thursday. Okay, what is Thursday usually doing? Most Thursday guys are going to be used as expansion. So you will most likely see the price going towards Tuesday high or Tuesday low. Tuesday was most likely bullish, so knowing that Wednesday were bearish, now we're going to use Thursday as or expansion candle. So on the daily candle, you will see most likely Tuesday having a great draw of liquidity and Thursday getting to that draw of liquidity. Knowing that Thursday wants to get to that draw of liquidity, it's important to find the move before it happens. So you need to anticipate the move and be ready for it. If we look at the narrative of this structure of this trade, okay, what do we had is we had this structure is low, okay, we end up breaching it, resulting into break of structure. Now this whole thing from the body, so from the close all the way to the week high is now my order block. Okay, now what happened after this? We end up having a new structure low and breaching that structure. Okay, so that means that this thing is my new order block. So now that was the open all the way to the close. Now we're taking the close all the way to the week high. This is my new order block. After this, what happened? We have now a new range. Where does my range goes to? My range goes from this candlestick, all right? So it goes from this whole candlestick right here. But most importantly, okay, my range resides from this candlestick low all the way to my order block right there. Okay, so this right there is my whole range, my order block week high all the way to my candlestick low. Okay, the price cannot breach that level. That means that the price, the body of the candlestick price cannot breach it. If the body of the candlestick, that of a bearish candlestick or bullish candlestick, breach that low right here, that means I will most likely keep going lower and get this high resistance liquidity. The price never breached that level. That means that's a pretty great thing. What happened after this? We have some internal movement, some fractal movement. We have this week high of this bullish candlestick. We breached that level with a bullish break of structure. Now this right here is now my new order block. And like I said, guys, every order block needs to have a retest. What happened after this? We come from external range to internal range. So now this is my new range, right? Since we have this order block, right, my new range goes from here all the way to the week low or my order block, right? And as you can see, if we take out this thing right there, you can see that price end up going from external range, as you can see right there, to the internal range of my order block. Every order block has every structure, has every fair value gap, has every other damn PD array. Could be an imbalances, could be anything that you possibly have in mind. Breaker block, they all have one thing in common, which is a 50% level, which is an equilibrium, or you're going to have a discount or a premium array, right? When you are on a bullish trend, you need to buy under a discount. When you're on a bearish trend, you need to sell above a premium, right? So now you see right there, we come at the 50% of this candlestick, right, which is the body. So we go from the order block, which is the body of the candlestick, not the wick. We go from the body, which is this area, all the way to the wick low. When it's a bullish order block, if it's a bearish order block, we look at the closure, right? So we look at the closure all the way to the wick high. Bullish order block is the open all the way to the wick low. The wick high, actually, my fault. Okay, this is how you're looking at order block. Now it's a bullish candlestick, so we look at the open all the way to the wick low, just like that. Okay, and then price, as you can see, you wait for price to come at the 50% level. Price did come at the 50% level. Once this happened, you can go break even, and I'll look at how it goes, knowing that this is Thursday expansion, big move to the upside, and this does happen all the damn time, I'm telling you. Okay, and what also helps me to know that the price wanted to go higher was all these volume imbalances that is unfilled. These volume imbalances, these one right here, we possibly have some more on the left side. Okay, right here we have some volume imbalances over here. Yeah, that's pretty. We have a lot of volume imbalances that is unfilled. So this is another great bias to tell me that the price wants to go higher. Okay, now I'm going to show you another example of bullish and bearish order block. Another example of a bearish order block this time, okay, is, like I say, follow the imbalances. The imbalances above, price will most likely come back to it because they are unfilled imbalances. Okay, now what we see over there, we have this structures low. Okay, so we have the structures of this bullish candlestick. It got broken with this candlestick right here at 9:30. Perfect. Now what is this going to be? This right here is going to be your order block. Okay, it goes from the bodies of the candlestick all the way to the wick high. Okay, and after you see this, knowing that this is your order block, what you doing with that? Perfect. You just wait for a retracement. Price end up going lower here. Now this low is protected but unfilled, so this is an area of liquidity. Okay, also known as knowing that, let's say this is what you were seeing. Okay, you only see this candlestick right here, and you see this candlestick right there. From here all the way there, it's called your high resistance liquidity. Price will most likely act as a magnet when it comes to high resistance liquidity and low resistance liquidity. But when you see low resistance liquidity, price is most likely going to come at these low resistance liquidity than a high resistance liquidity, because a high resistance liquidity is more protected. Now, what do you see over here? You see price after coming under these lows, leaving some bearish volume imbalances, and the price is going to act as a magnet when it finished grabbing some liquidity and come to these bearish volume imbalances. Price comes to them, and you can enter off this area because this is a confirmation of your taps. Price still respected the 50% level of that order block right here, which is this bullish candlestick, and you can see that after this happened, we have a great tap inside. You can enter off the tap and go break even. As you can see, price ended up making a great move to the downside, but since we have left too much bearish volume imbalances over here, over here and over here that are unfilled, the price will most likely come back to them. And then knowing that this is during Thursday, we know what the price wants to do in real. So everything under is just some fake move. Okay, you want to follow the bearish imbalance. All right, now you can see price end up making a decent move to the downside, and after making a decent move to the downside, you have the same stuff occurring over here. Okay, so right here was you had the structures low of this bearish candlestick. After that, you have this bearish break of structure, leaving behind a great you leaving behind a great order block over here. Okay, because you have a break of structure from this area. This is a break of structure. That means that this right here, from this candlestick close all the way to the high, weak high, this is now your order block. Price end up coming above the order block. As you can see over here, we came above the order block, but this time we don't have a retest. Now I strictly look for entry at a retest. Okay, but what you can also do, okay, is knowing that this has happened, you can look at another order block that has failed and enter up the retest of that order block. The retest will just confirm your change in price delivery. A change in price delivery is just the price going from a bullish trend to now a bearish trend, or a bearish trend, which is what we see over here, to a bullish trend. And now, you know, since every break of structure, every move preceding a break of structure is an order block, that means that this is an order block over here. That means that this right here is also an order block over here. Just look for the area that has breached it. Okay, so this is not actually an order block. This will be an order block right there. Okay, so price, as you can see, has breached that order block right here. After breaching it, you wait for the retest. We retest while respecting the 50% level, as you can see. All right, you see, this is the wicks and not the bodies that breached it. Once the body that breached the 50% level, we're most likely going to come back to it. But what will be a great bias to tell me that we won't come back to that area after a long time is that we created high resistance liquidity, not low resistance liquidity. We have high resistance liquidity, which is much more protected than low resistance liquidity. Plus, we have this volume imbalances that is inside my high resistance liquidity. So these two are great tips that tell me that the price don't want to come back to this zone. And as you can see, you won't see the price coming back to this zone after a long time. As you can see, we actually never end up coming back to them, and the price was on a bullish rent. But Friday is going to act as a consolidation, or it's going to re-expand. So if we get an expansion on Thursday, which is what we see over here, we're going to have a re-expansion of Friday, or just a retracement. Or even if we don't have this, we're going to have some consolidation. All right, so that was the end of this video, just for you to understand better what's going on. Remember that every move before break of structure result into a order block, and every order block are not going to work. So you need to wait for a retracement before looking for an entry, and that is how you find the right order block. You don't have to find and wait 1,000 hours in front of your laptop or your computer or your phone to find the best area that can be mitigated. Example, you see over here, we have this candlestick right there, and you can see the price never end up coming back to this. We have this big move to the upside, right? And people will say this is my order block because that's the last move preceding a big move, and price never end up coming back to it. Or you see this move over here, we have a bit another great big move before a big move. Here you will have to wait literally from this candlestick to this candlestick. You will have to wait 2 hours in front of your computer before price comes to this, and this will not have been a real move, because after coming here, we end up making a great, a small 25 pips on NQ, and this was not even a big move, since, it was on Friday at the end of the New York session, around the end of the New York session where the New York and session of where the New York and the London has finished overlaps, you end up making that move to the upside. But you will have just end up not catching the move you were seeking. So it's best to enter around 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. New York time, and this time you're going to be able to get the best of each move. So that was SenseiFx for Order Block. Peace out. Just know that each video are going to be just like these. They're going to be smarter than this one, under 5 minutes. Yeah, that's pretty it. Peace.